how did the inspiration to become a mountaineer, come about?
After Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay summit at Everest, they have built a school like 1960s. Uh, and then uh, I went to the school that was built by Edmund Hillary, and about every 3 to 4 years, after every 3 to 4 years, Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary used to visit the school while I was on the school. So it was a big uh, uh, you know, inspirations for me. And even when I was in school, we used to sing a song. It calls "Our Tenzing Has Climbed Mount Everest" when I was little. And by then I never met him, but when I met him, when he visited our school, it was big surprise for us, and we were very honored and very lucky to meet both of them together during that time. I finished my high school 1984, and I was able to get a job with a team of Holland. My uncle was a lead shepherd for that team, and he was able to hire me. Uh, but I didn't did good on that expeditions because I never had a training beforehand. There was my first uh, expeditions, and they gave me a 1 week of training in base camp, but the training in base camp, that is basically how to get up and down. There's a lot of other things we need to know we need to know for this type of stuff. But anyhow, you know uh, after when the news break up after Tenzing Summit 8, and there's this song about Tenzing on radio Nepal, and then meeting of Tenzing and Edmund Hillary at our schools. uh, you know when I was a kid, I always think that I will be following their footsteps one day, and that's how I got uh, involved in the mountaineering and a mountain guide sectors.
Why do you keep, uh, you know, trying yourself? Why, like, what is the inspiration? What gives you so much joy in being up in such high altitude?
The thing is, the inspiration for me, the inspirations of a climbing mountain is because of the natural beauties. There's a and then the peacefulness when you are climbing mountains, and also you meet a lot of great peoples during those expeditions, and also sometimes you think that you will be challenging yourselves, your how you yourselves capable for those things or not. So these are all that things keep me moving on. Uh, Other hand, it's a part of my job. This is uh, how I make my living, and I think it's a great way to make a living. It's because I got opportunity to travel all over the world, many places in the world. I was able to make a friend many places in the world, like wherever I go, I was able to make a friend there. So it's a unique opportunity for me. And then also my family is pretty understandable. Being a mountain guide, having a families at home, it's always tough. You are always gone. But my wife is from Nepal. She's sort of the same hometown I grew up, and I was doing this before I met her, and she understand it. So I'm able to keep doing this. Still, I'm doing it.
But it's also a dangerous passion. It's a dangerous career.
Yes, for sure. I mean, climbing a mountain, it's a very dangerous sports, I will say. But when you want to do this type of things, uh, you should be training well. You need to train well. You need to prepare well, especially physically. You have to perform very well, mentally, physically, and then a lot of technical things you need to know. If something happens, you need to know how to prevent that things goes to the wrong way, or navigate yourself, or making a good decisions,
Mhm.
uh, or patience. Oftentimes in climbing mountains, you sometimes you get stuck in one place for week and week because of the weather will not allow you to do that. Therefore, you need patience too. These are all of these things are very important to have, and also you need to study about the about the area where you want to go, which mountains you want to climb, you know, beforehand. Everything has to be prepared beforehand. You know, if you look at it here in Seattle, Washington, I mean, people goes to hiking, people goes to camping overnight, and we've been hearing this news just a month ago. There was a guy missing, you know, but you have to prepare for that. If you want to do travel yourself alone, always need to study around the areas. Also, you should carry, a lot of time you should carry some navigation getting devices, or it's called personal locator. It will send your locations to back in your home families, and you should carry those things. Then, if you get lost, it's easy to find. But I believe that guy, whoever lost a month ago, I don't know whether he was found or not. Which is pretty sad to seeing this type of things. But oftentimes, what people does is they over confidence. They make a overconfidence to themselves. Uh, so my point is, if you want to travel or if you want to camping, probably be partner with someone else. Be go traveling with it two or at least two people or three, and then something happens, then you have a backup there. If I go by myself, then if I took a wrong turn or something happened to me, there's no backup for me. So these are the things we all need to be uh, uh, you know think about before you get out from get before you go to the wilderness.
So, for example, if you're going day hiking or a camping overnight, what would be some of the most important things?
So the most important thing is you need even you're going a hour or 2 hours hiking out of the town, out of the car driving zone, you probably need to have a lot of things to have, which are called survival gear. Basically, the survival gears are your water, food, uh, some warm clothes that if get wet or if it's windy or cold, then you should have some waterproof gear, warmth gear from bottom to top, and then you need to have some sun protections. You also need to have some emergency shelter. You never know if you got your ankle get sprained and you're not able to get home. If you need to spend a night out, then you need some emergency shelters. Headlamps are very important, and first aid kits definitely, and then uh, some phone communications device. If you got stuck in a lot of the area, you still will get a cell service. If you're not getting a self service, then you should carry a inreach, which you can download into your phone apps, and then you can send a text and things like that. So you need to have some communications device,
Mhm.
and then again, some navigations device. So those are the things definitely need to have with you if you're going like one day hiking, like 4 or 5 hours hiking, or 3 4 hours hiking, or whatever. It really didn't matter as long as as long as you're going out in wilderness. This thing has to be in your pack, and then if something happens, then you have all these things, so it will not turn into the life-threatening situations.
Mhm. Great. What about facing wild animals? So for example, if you run into a bear or like something. So, what are some of the things that you want to take precautions about
I
running into?
mean, there's a lot of wild animals in the Northwest here. Uh, but the thing is, if you see like some bears or things like that, don't approach them, don't threat to them. Just try to back up. You know, uh, they will scare with, they are going to scare with you too. But if you try to be threatening them, they think that you're attacking them. Therefore, they are going to be aggressive, and they will defend themselves. So we always has to be cautious with any of the wild animal. not only bears, but even you see a deer or little bunny or whatever, you don't want to touch them or you don't want to threat them because if I mean, the wildlife you have to respect for them. We are there because the wilderness is their home, so we don't want to uh, you know them get scared from their home. We have to respect them. We don't want to feed them either. Sometimes they are not used to our food, human food, and it can be poison for them. So these are the things you have to take pretty cautious about the wild animal. I mean, you're welcome to take a picture, but stay away from them and take picture. Don't get too close to. Sometimes even these like mountain goat and deer or whatever, they might charge you. Which can be pretty serious condition if they charge you. So we have to be a little bit give a distance from them and then let them go whichever directions they go, and then you took the other directions. That
Related to the environment. So, what are some of the advices that you would like to give to people about that?
So there was a about s- preserving natural beauties. There's a things called leave no traces. There's a organizers organizations set up leave no traces. It has a seven principle. So all these seven principles are: number one principle is plan ahead and prepare for it. So if you're doing some wilderness any wilderness trip, you need to plan ahead and then prepare for that. Okay. Number two is you know respect the wildlife. Okay. Number three, minimize the impact of the fire. Mm, Number four will be minim clean up, pack up all the things you uh, carry in, such as like a litter. You all the litters you're creating, those need to be carried out, including your human waste. I mean, if you are traveling if you are just doing a day hike or something like that, as far as the human waste, you can uh, dig a hole, and then it called cat hole, and then bury those things in the hole, and it will decompose there. But if you want snow or ice, you want to use a plastic bag, which is known as a blue bag or white bag. White bags is it costs $2 to $3, so RAI could sell it, or any mountaineering store might carry it, but it can use several times. So you use those plastic bag and then bring those uh, down to the parking lot where some places you have a place to deposit those things. Uh, Other thing is respect to the other visitor. There are other visitor. They wants to be up in the nature. They want to enjoy the scenery. They want to listen to nature. So we don't want to be too loud. We don't want to be too noisy around them. Respect them. Or if someone is camping, if you are going for camping, if some groups is camping there, you don't want to pull right next to them and camp right next to them. You should give a space. People wants to have a privacy. Uh, so that's the number
That was number 6.
6.
Yeah,
So
respect other people.
number 7 is walk or camp in a durable surface. So camping, a lot of time the human nature is, if you see these green flat sections, grassy sections, people would like to camp right on top of it.
Mhm.
We don't want to do that. There, uh, durable surface are sand, okay, mud, dirt, rock, uh, snow, and ice. Those are the durable surface.
Mhm.
If you have options, always walk on those surface or camp on those surface. A lot of the camping area in here in Northwest or in America, you have a designated camping area. You have to camp those places, only those places. If you camp in a vegetations, then it will be trampling the vegetations, and then there won't be a growth, and there will be erosions or landslides, stuff
Mhm.
like that. So uh, also there are trails built into a lot of the hiking. So you need to be stay on those trails. Sometimes you might need to be step off the trail to give a people to space to walk by, but you can do that. But uh, most of the time you have to stay on the trail. I know it's hard to say that because I was working on a mountain a lot every summer, and there's a very touristic area,
Right.
and then park service people working pretty hard, very very hard, to try to keep people into the durable surface.
Hmm.
Even there's a rope line tied into both sides of the trail. People go jump over the rope and get into the vegetations and trying to take a picture. And one person do that, and then everybody will do it, and then that means it will be destroying all of the vegetations growing there. And then the growth season in Northwest here on Mount Rainier area, Mount Baker area is very short. It's like 2 months of a growing season. Uh, and the other thing is uh, leave what you find. You know, don't don't pick up like flowers
Hmm.
or digging up small trees or stuff like that. Leave whatever you find up there. Leave those stuff up there. So these are the seven principles that was set up by the organization called Leave No Traces. We implement all these pretty much all of the mountain everywhere. Uh, the main goal is to keep the nature beauty as it is for future generations.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lakwaji.
You're
This is
welcome.
going to be my last question.
Sure.
So, you are a guide on Mount Rainier,
Mhm.
I was just wondering, can you talk about that just a little bit, being a guide on Mount Rainier, and also for somebody like myself, if I want to ascend a Rainier, what are some of the things that I can learn from you as a guide?
Climbing Mount Rainier is there's a whole bunch of route on Mount Rainier, and then the beginning the beginner can climb from the Camp Muir sites, which is called Disappointment Cleaver Route, uh, which is known as a normal route. Uh, our company will take non-experienced people, but you need to have at least training, at least backpacking background, or hiking, or carry capacity of carry at least 30 to 40 pounds, uh, so which are required. And then as a guide, we have a uh, uh, basic training courses on a second day of the climb. This is a 3 day climb. Second day of the uh, second day of the climb, we give a 3 to 4 hours training, which is basically get people up and down that mountain safely. Basically, how to use a crampon, how to tie into the rope, and how to manage the rope, and how to stop if you fall, self-arrest, things like that we teach. And then we teach basic stuff like breathing technique, rest step, call rest steps, stepping technique, and things like that. And then third day we'll summit, and then we descend all the way back to the uh, paradise, and then we drive back home. But being as a become a guide, we have a guide training. They have a test. We have to go uh, 4 to 5 days training, and you have to pass through that guide training.
Mhm.
And also, we have to have a certified wilderness forest responder medical certificate. We It is a 40 hours course, so we have to uh, the first time you have to do a 40 hours course. Then every 2 years you have to renew that certifications, which
Wow.
is 20 hours certification. So you need all the basic things that you have to provide your customer, such as like splinting, if something get a headaches, all the medications things, and how to prevent all these things on the wilderness. So that's the basic thing. And also you need to have a first aid uh, certifications. Also, we need to have food handling permit certifications because I mean this year COVID, because of COVID we wasn't able to, we didn't cook for the customer, but oftentimes we cook for the customer. Therefore, we need to have a food handling permit from Washington State, and all the technical stuff you need require on the mountain that you need to know, so you can teach your customer and you can safely guide your customer up and down that mountain.
Wow. Any last word you want to say, Lapaji?
uh, I'll say, definitely get outside of, uh, get some fresh air, get outside, do some activities, which is great for your health, which will keep you healthy. But be prepared for it. Before you go out there, have all those stuff I mentioned with you, and it's nature. Traveling in the wilderness is very beautiful, peaceful. Sometimes you working in an office all the time, and then it is your mind will not focusing. So it is refreshing for your mind. But again, take the precautions. Don't overestimate. Do whatever feel suitable for yourself or for your party or for your team or for your partner. Make sure that the trip you're choosing suit for yourselves, whether your physical conditions is capable to do that type of trip or not.
Mhm.
So think about that, and then you don't have to do a lot of challenging stuff. If you want to do challenging stuff, then uh, you need to practice more and more. But of course, you will do it one day. But at the beginning, you don't have to do big challenging things. Just go from one step to another. Like you cannot steps. You cannot get to the your first floor of your home without using all those steps. You don't want to jump all those steps. So go step by step, and then one day you might be great climbers or great hikers, or you know wish you all the best, and thank you again giving me opportunity to be here tonight with you.